Hello, Audra. Happy Thursday. How are you doing today? Hope you're doing well. Hello to Norma Raymond. Happy Thursday. Hope you're doing well. Anybody remember these games from back in the day? Hocus Focus, where you find at least six differences in the two pictures. Can you find the six differences? Let me know in the comments. Well, hello to Josh. Happy Thursday. How are you doing today? Audra sees three things that are different. Let us know. Put the differences in the chat. There's at least six different things. This is another one of those photo albums that my dad used to take photo albums and put either comic strips or crossword puzzles or different kind of games in them and give them to me and my brother for Christmas. So I always thought that was thoughtful and neat of him, and I especially treasure him more now that he's passed away. Appreciate his creativity and thoughtfulness, and I figured I'd share it with y'all, see if anybody could find the differences. I got like I said a whole photo album here of these puzzles, but my chat may be messed up again. Today is March the 19th, so happy March the 19th, everybody. I was looking at a Bible verse here. I got showing up at the top Psalms 19, verse 1 says, "The heavens declare the glory of God." And I was just thinking about God and his creation and how, God is the best artist. And I'm looking at a sunset right now. Um, but I was talking about the creativity of my dad, but why do we have creativity is because we get that from God. He's the creator. He's very creative. So creativity is one of those reflections that we have of God, and we're all different. I guess that's like a couple of things that I like being on YouTube and talking to people on YouTube. I admire, and I think it's neat when you find something that you have in common with somebody else. That's why we call it community, because it's you share things in common. But also at the same time, I also admire people for their differentness, um, and it's okay to be different as long as it's a good different. And God has blessed us all in different kind of ways, and we're not all good in the same areas. We all do different things. Some people can draw, some people play music, some people can sing, and the list is long of the different abilities that people have, but it makes us different, and I like that side as well. Um, Audra says, I believe this one is the hardest I've seen. Sorry, I picked a hard one. Um, what are your three? Put it in the comments what your three differences are, and we'll go from there. I might get some hints if there's a struggle. I'll give some hints. But as I'm thinking about uh, same or common and then different, I got an autograph of this guy right here. Uh, he's he was a on the United States ski team. We just came out of the Olympics, and this is like one of my favorite autographs because speaking of same and different, this guy's a twin. Um, and here's the other guy. He looks just like him, but they have different names because they're different people. So that reminds me of all of us that we have some things that are alike, and we have some things that are different. And I admire that. I enjoy that. I can tell it is spring for a lot of different ways, or almost spring for a lot of different ways. But one of the main ways is the mosquitoes are, especially right before sunset. Man, the mosquitoes come out of everywhere. Hello to Todd. Hello to Troy. Good to see y'all. Happy Thursday. Hope you're doing well. My dad, I've shared this before, but I can't remember who I was here when I've said it. But my dad, like for Christmas, he used to give us, me and my brother, a, a small photo album. And in those photo albums wouldn't be photos, but it would either be like comic strips or crossword puzzles or different kind of games. So he loved his newspapers. He loved reading the newspapers, and he would take the time to cut out stuff out of the newspaper and put it into a photo album. And then when Christmas came around, he'd give it to us as gifts. So to me, like homemade Christmas presents are like the best kind of Christmas presents, And so I appreciated them back then, but I even appreciate it more now. Now that he's passed, it even has more significance. But I just figured I'd share some of these puzzles with y'all. So feel free to join in. Name the six differences. There's at least six differences between the two photos, the one on the top and the one on the bottom. Hello to Sock. Happy Thursday. Hope you're doing well. But I was just telling everybody earlier, I like today's the 19th, and I was reading a verse that I got here of Psalms 19:1. Says the heavens declare the glory of God, and I was just thinking about God's creation. Like as I'm looking at right now, I'm looking at the sunset. I'm looking at azalea blooms. I'm looking at the grass turning green. I'm looking at the leaves forming on the trees, getting green again. Bumblebees, butterflies, birds singing. Um, and God is the best artist, and he his creation is a beautiful thing, and in his creativity, he created us, and because he created us, we have creativity, and I admire that in people, their creativity. And no two people are alike. I was showing this autograph, one of my favorite autographs of a skier, and he's a twin. And even though they're twins and they look alike, they they have something different about them as well. It's all twins do, and that's just like us as people. That's what I enjoy about YouTube is I love like finding something we have in common, but I also love that we're not the same. We're different, and I can learn something from you, and you can learn, and it's just a fun thing. And we live in different locales, and the list is long of the things I admire about the difference. I don't like differences in some ways, when it's good versus bad type differences, but I'm thankful that we're not the same. The world would be boring if everybody liked the same team and everybody looked alike. I mean, it's just the uniqueness of God that He made us different, and He gives us all different kind of gifts. And let's see. All right, Jeff, enjoy your vacation, your time in Florida, the Sunshine State. Hopefully, the sun has came out for you by now. And watch out for the alligators. Florida has quite a few alligators. Um, yeah, I was watching some basketball earlier, and now I just got outside some. I've been inside some today, so I figured I'd come outside and give some people a chance to tell me six differences. Nobody's participated yet. I'm starting to feel bad. Um, can y'all give me at least one difference out of the six? They're there. There's six different things in these. Can y'all see the picture all right? Well, I'm using sign language, Jeff. You don't see me? Oh. But do y'all remember the two Olympic skiers, Steve and Phil, the twins? That's like one of my favorite autographs. I love twins. It's something unique about twins. Seeing double. Sometimes seeing double is not a good thing, but when I see twins, that's always unique to me. Or triplets, or quadruplets, or octuplets, or all those other big names. The bull's front hoofs is horns and the mountains. So first, the bull's front hoofs. Oh yeah. So That's right. I see that. On the bottom, his hoofs are straight, and on the top, his hoofs are kind of pointed outwards. So I get that one. His horns. Oh yeah, I definitely see that. That these horns are wider apart than those horns. I guess the chat I guess the chat's in the way of the picture. That might be a problem too, huh? I see that now. And what else did I just say? The mountains. What about the mountains? Oh yeah, I see it now. I see this mountain's shaped different than that mountain. That's cool. So that's 3 out of 6. I thought I thought sock meant that. Never mind. Never. Hello, friend. Happy Thursday. Um, Fran says you can see less of the barn in one. Oh yeah, narrower strip here and a wider strip here. That is correct. That's 4. We're 2/3 of the way there now. Let's see. I can make some adjustments here. The reason I got it shifted to the bottom was because the answers are down at the bottom, so I didn't want to show the answers. But I guess I can put a pin over it. Uh oh, error. Y'all don't look at the answers. Oh, error. I did. Oops, I did it again. Let me get my question out of the way now too. I'm not being very thoughtful for y'all out there. I'm sorry. I done forgot what the other two were. I looked at the answers. Oh yeah, I got it now. Well, y'all got it now because I just showed the answer again for the third time. Maybe you can't read upside down. Houston, we have a problem. How about that one? Yeah, it's probably a lighting difference. But it does say at least 6 differences, but the color variation is not one of the 6 that they give down at the bottom of the answer. So, and I'm not colorblind, but I do have issues sometimes with seeing color on the cow, the spot. On the cow, the spot. Oh yeah, y'all remember Mikhail Gorbachev? This spot kind of looks like the spot that was on his head, but this one's different. Y'all see what y'all see what it says? I can't do that. YouTube wants to know if y'all are a good writer, yes or no, and I'm gonna dismiss that because it's in the way. And the bucket is taller on the top picture. That is correct. That's the 6. So y'all knock those out good. Was it because I gave y'all the answers? Is that? I'm just kidding. I'm not accusing y'all of cheating. Um, but wait, there's more. Oh man. Oh, all kind of technical difficulties. Okay, I didn't plan this out too well. Joy's mom is a twin. That's awesome, Joy. My mom is a twin as well. Are they identical or fraternal twins? But happy Thursday to Joy. Tuesdays with Joy is stopping by on a Thursday. But welcome in and welcome into Yoda. Happy Thursday. We're just playing the old game Hocus Focus, where we find at least 6 differences in the two pictures. The hat colors are swapped. That is right. I noticed that now. I didn't look at the answers. I got to look at the answers. Troy said something about the bow tie, and that is a right one too. But to me, they look the same. But good eye, Troy, because that's one of the things it says. Author name is missing on the bottom. Author name. That is true, but I don't know if that's one of the 6 that they got listed. Let's see. No, they ain't got that one mentioned. I think it's always like that. I think he just signs the top one and don't sign the bottom one. Handle of glass mug is on opposite side. Oh, that is right. Pharmacist's nose is different. Oh yeah, I noticed that now. The top, his nose is pointed kind of upwards. He's got his nose up in the air. He's stuck up. So on the top, he's stuck up, and on the bottom, when he's down to earth. So that is correct. How many we got now? Is that 3? I think that's 3. So we're halfway there. Whoa, halfway there. Oh, the boy's hat stripes on his hat. Yeah, we got that one. Yeah. Hello to the National Parks Princess. Usually, when I say National Parks Princess, I leave off the S off of park, and I say National Park Princess. But she's been to more than one, so she is the National Parks plural princess. I keep forgetting some of the answers. The hat is different. We got that. The handle is reversed. We got that. The bow tie is smaller. We got that. The nose is different. We got that's 4. So we're missing 2. Oh, so you're having technical difficulties with YouTube as well. I mean, I've had issues like on and off for a while now, but it seems like, especially during this new year, it's like, man, YouTube has been a disaster. Oh yeah, I think I know what you're saying there, Troy. On the top, underneath the hot dog, on the top one, it's got a dollar symbol besides the 125, and then on the bottom one, it doesn't have a dollar symbol. So that's five differences. So now we're just looking for one more, and I keep forgetting what the one more is. Oh yeah, Fran just got it. Y'all see the gap between the girl and the mug? See the gap between the two, and look at this one down here; it's a lot closer. So we knocked that one out. Two for two. Good job. That's what I'm talking about. Teamwork. Um, I hear a, I hear a goose. We just had a goose fly over. A line of geese. But what's sad is it wasn't the V formation. That's what I wanted. I love the V formation, but it was only a sideways I formation. It's like half of the gang. I don't know where the left side went. So y'all done good on that one. Let's go to number three. Six differences here. Oh man, I forgot to cover up the answers. Did y'all look? I got caught up in the geese. I don't see geese as much as y'all do in some of the other states. But that's what I was talking about earlier. Is there's two things I like. Two things I like about YouTube, at least. It's more than that, but one thing I like about YouTube is community. In other words, finding things in common with people from around the world. We have common in the community. But also another thing I like and admire is differences because you're in one state and I'm in another. Most of you, and you know, you might just get to see a lot of geese, and I don't get to see that many. And you know, it's true of different things. You know, I don't get to see the redwoods. You know, but you show them, and you know, stuff like that. It's just that's what I like about it. I like the commonality. I like the differences, and the two kind of mesh there. Let's see. Did I say hello to Kendra? If I did, I'll say it again, and if I didn't, I'm sorry. But welcome in, Kendra. Hope you're doing well as possible. Man, y'all are dropping some answers now. It's moving. Let's see. Sorry, I'm shaking the thing too. Don't want to make nobody nauseated. Um, Hand on the boy's head. That's one. Buttons on the suit jacket. Oh yeah, there's two on the top and three on the bottom. So that's two. The tie on the top is shorter than the tie on the bottom. That's three. Missing peg above man. Man, I gotta quit shaking this thing. Missing peg. Oh yeah, I see above the man's cap. There's a extra brick or whatever that is. So that's four. Uh, the missing signatures on all of them. So I mean that is different, but that's what they do on every one of them. So that's not one of the six. What are we missing? The sign is different. That's right. So that's five. Like one more. Hello to Holly. Happy Thursday. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for stopping by. We're trying to find the differences. There's six differences here in the picture. We've got five out of six. And I was sharing yeah, Fran got the last one. His hand is closer to the window in the bottom one. Look at the guy's hand. On the bottom, his hand is like parallel with the building there, and then the top is kind of pulled back some. But this is find the differences. And Joy that's in here says her mom's a twin. My mom's a twin, and I was just thinking about that today about differences. And I showed like one of my favorite autographs is a skier. No skiing going on down here where I am. Well, except from the water. There's a lot of water skiing, but no snow skiing like some of y'all in the northern parts. And this guy was a skier, and he had a twin brother. They were Olympians, but although they were twins, they are twins. They're different, and that was what was on my mind today. Is we're playing this game, find the differences. We can find differences in between ourselves, as we also can find some commonalities, and I enjoy that. Um, but we'll get to puzzle number 4. Y'all are 3 for 3. Uh, how about a baseball? Baseball season's fixing to start next week. So how about a baseball one? And I'm giving away the answers. I'm not too sharp. I'm not too sharpy showing the answers. Umpires have got to have one of the toughest jobs there is. So I respect the umpires. They mess up from time to time, just like the rest of us. And a lot of times they get, you know, that's got to be a hard job, because at the end of the game or at the end of the day, you're going to get attacked from one side or the other. Let's see. The tie is right. The umpire has looks like a bow tie. I guess that's what that is on the top, and he doesn't on the bottom. Umpire lines are different. Umpire lines are different. The player's mouth is different. That's 2. The finger is pointing different. That's 3. The umpire has a mask on the top and not the bottom. That's 4. So just like Meatloaf said, 2 out of 3 ain't bad, but we're 4 out of 6. Not bad. But we still got 2 to go. Are there dots on the player's shirt at the bottom? Oh yeah, I think y'all got them all covered. Y'all mentioned the bat. Like the bat on the top is longer behind his head than the bottom, and there the dots. I see the dots on the bottom and not on the top, but also the button on his shirt. The guy with the bat, he has two buttons on the bottom and only one on the top. So I think we got them all there. I think that's all six. But for those that are just coming, hello to Chilo, happy Thursday. For those just coming in, was a gift to me from my dad back in the day when I was a kid. He would take photo albums, and he loved reading his newspaper, and he would take and cut out either comic strips or crossword puzzles or jumble puzzles or different kind of puzzles and put them inside of a picture album. And then Christmas comes around, he gives them to me and my brother for Christmas presents. And I never, I mean, I liked them. I read like all the comic ones, but the ones that had the games like this one, I never really done. And I cherished them, then. But now that he's passed, I cherish it now. So I figured I'd share with people and just remember him that way. But I appreciate y'all participating in this. I enjoyed them when I was a kid, but they're still fun to do as well today. Um, but they got the date here back. I don't know what year, but it's 7/26. So what is that? August the 26th. Oh, there it is, 2014. So back on August the 26th of 2014, my dad cut it out of the newspaper, and put it in a photo album. And then come December, he gave it to us for Christmas. So it was just as I'm thinking about the creativity of God, looking at creation, the sunset, like I said, the azaleas, the bumblebee, different things of nature's creation. I think about how God gives us all creativity, and He did with my dad. He was creative in different ways, and you are as well. We're all creative in different ways, and in different ways, and that's one thing I admire: our uniqueness or our differentness. But also at the same time, I admire our um, commonality, our the community. Might do one or two more. It's getting dark, so probably not going to be able to see for too much longer. But I appreciate y'all participating. And I keep forgetting to cover up the answers. Did y'all look that time? Yeah, I'm not the most prepared this time. Now the pages don't want to cooperate. But I was just sharing, I mean, there's all Christmas, I'm sure there's some that aren't great, but for the most part, most Christmas presents are great, right? But the ones that I guess I really appreciate looking back, the hindsight's 2020, is the ones that's like homemade, the ones that had heart put into it. Not to say that others don't have heart put into it that you can buy at stores, but it's something extra special about something that's homemade and along that lines. Let's see. Um, Troy says bow on the apron. That's right. Holly says window. That's right. So that's two. The glass is taller. Audra says that's three. My old eyes aren't good enough to cheat. That's four. No, that's not four. What else? Somebody says towel. Holly says towel. That's right. Two different towels there. I think the floor colors are the same, unless I'm messing up. Messing up. Frying pan. Oh yeah, a thinner frying pan on the top than on the bottom. Did we get them all? Let me cheat. The window is different. We got that. The bow is missing. We got that. The pen is larger. We got that. Towel is longer. We got that. The glass is taller. We got that. Okay, we like one more. I see it now. Maybe y'all haven't already said it. There's one more difference. We got 5 out of 6. Yeah, we already got the window. That's one of the 5 we've already got, and the cup. We're just missing one thing, Yeah, I see what you're saying, Chilo. But they do that on all of them. They got the date on the top and not on the bottom, and then they put an autograph on the top and they don't put the autograph on the bottom. So those are different, but they don't count. Yeah, we've already got the bow on the apron, but that's right. We're missing one thing, and it's related to the woman. It's related to the woman as your hint. Yeah, her skirt. Yeah, that's right. You can see her knees on the top, and on the bottom you can't. So good job. I done lost count, but y'all got them all right. I don't know how y'all's mosquitoes are doing in your. Speaking of difference, I don't know how y'all's mosquitoes are faring in your neck of the woods, but mine are healthy and active. The towel is wider. That's one. Belt on robe. That's two. Faucet. Faucet is showing on the top and not the bottom. That's three. I'm not sure about the doorknob. It looks the same to me, but I'll have to look at the answers here in a minute. The stool is different. Who said stool? That's right. Sock said the stool is farther left on the bottom than on the right. So that's four. Got to see what the other two are. Oh, I see now. The doorknob is lower. I guess it's an illusion to me. It looks the same to me, but I think I see it now. See, whoever said that's got that right. And then y'all just somebody mentioned the tile. The tile there Uh, where the guy is, there's 4 rows of tile at top and 3 rows of tile on the bottom. So Chilo mentioned that earlier. I seen where he said something about wish they still done this. Me too. Um, I'm not sure if anybody's still doing it, like putting out books or they still have. I mean, I know newspapers aren't what they once were. Like most of the time when I see newspapers anymore, they're like super thin, kind of like the phone book. You know, the phone book used to be really thick, and now phone books are really thin. And same way with newspapers, less of demand, which is sad because I really, have a lot of fond memories of both phone books and newspapers. Mouth is different. That is correct. He's opened his mouth on the bottom and not on the top. That's one. Legs on the TV are different. That's right. Skinny on the top and fat on the bottom. Muscle Man's head is bigger on the top. That's right. That's three. Plant has more leaves on top. That's right. That's four. The channel changer is higher on the top. That's right. That's five. Y'all super quick on these. I'm not always the most observant person in the world. I guess that would be fall under what I'm talking about today about how we're all different. Some people are more observant than others, and I know I could be better at being observant. And I guess doing things like this can also help you with that. Let's see how good my upside down reading is. TV picture is smaller. We got that one. Leaf is missing. We got that one. TV dials are lower. We got that one. Picture on wall is smaller. TV legs are different. We got that. And mouth is open. We got that one. Did anybody mention the picture on the wall is smaller? If we didn't, I just blew it. I read one too many. Yeah, Socket said that. Now I get it. Now picture is small. He said ID. I was trying to figure out what you meant by picture ID. I was thinking like a driver's license, but you meant picture is smaller. So you was right way back. I just missed that. Let's see. I know Sock likes to go golfing, so here's one for Sock, a golfing one. I ain't gonna cover up the answers. I'm just gonna trust y'all. How about that one? But shout out to Henry Boltonoff, wherever you are, if you're still alive, who was the guy behind all these things that give me something to talk about today. The red hat mouth is different. That's right. I don't know what the guy on the top sees, but he's got his mouth wide open. One of those wow moment looks. Different color sleeves, that's two. Yeah, on the top he's got matching sleeves. On the bottom he's got different color sleeves. Speaking of differences, what is everybody's weather like today? Let's hear the differences of weather. Um, I know Fran is already talking about over 100-degree weather. MPP says 90. The dark hat is bigger on the blind kid. Oh, yeah. Different hat on the guy with the blue shirts. That's 3. Ball is closer on the bottom. That's 4. But one of the things I wanted to remind everybody, anybody that may be listening or may watch this later, is you're unique. And I like to spell unique. I know unique is Unique. That's the proper spelling of the word unique. But I like to spell it Younique because you are unique. There's no two of you. Even if you are a twin, um, even your twin is not just like you. You know, we all have different fingerprints. I like that. I think, I like the creativity of God that He didn't make us all the same, but, there's something very special about you. And sometimes you may forget that of your uniqueness. And I just want to remind people of your uniqueness. And I can't even see the answer. Isn't it got dark now? I can't even see the answers. Another thing that got me to thinking about uniqueness and difference. Today I was watching a basketball game, and was Duke was playing today, and they had a hard time for a long time. They were number 1 seed. They're supposed to win easily, and they had a hard time winning today. But they did win. But Duke has a set of twins on their team, and I remember their dad back in the day when he used to play for the Utah Jazz. But anyhow, they're twins. But even though they're twins, one of them was like either four, 4 or 5 inches taller than the other one. And once again, just like I'm trying to talk about, even though they were twins, they had something different about them. And whether you're a twin or not, you're unique, and you're different than other people. And I like the differences in people as long as they're good differences. And I like the common ground as well. Yeah, the club is further from the ball on the bottom. I can't even see. Let's see what it says here. The club is shorter, the ball is moved, the mouth is different, the cap is larger, pocket on golf bag is smaller, and the sleeve is different. I think we got all those. But I know it's dark and you can't hardly see, but there's my twins' autographs that I like. And my closing verse is today is the 19th of March. So Psalms 19, verse 1. Shout out to Deb who gave me these cards, but Psalms 19:1 says, "The heavens declare the glory of God." But I appreciate everybody that stopped by today. It means a lot. I have plenty more to do, but not today. Not to. Well, who was that? I don't know. Today is I forgot what the name of the actual day is, but it was something to the lines of today is National Let's Laugh Day or something to that effect. Y'all can look it up if you want, but um, I guess I should have told jokes today. But laughter is a good medicine. That also is a proverb that says a merry heart does good like a medicine, and that's another aspect of YouTube I like. I like to laugh and have fun. But I appreciate all of y'all's time, and I had fun. Hope you did, and I hope you have a great Thursday remainder. Hope you have a great weekend, and want to remind everybody that I love everybody. I don't hate anybody, and it's all because of somebody who died for me. But good night, God bless, and I need to do a like a devotional or a talk about. I don't know if y'all have ever heard it. Somebody's done it before. It's not original to me, but there's a devotional about geese because that thought is in my mind as well. Because as I was doing this live stream, some geese flew over. I wish that I showed them, but there's a lot of lessons to be learned at the flight formation of geese, and that's what that devotional is about. So maybe somewhere down the road I could share that devotional because it's really, really interesting. I ain't thought about that in a while, but those geese that flew over reminded me of that. But I love y'all, and I hope to see you again. Like I said, somewhere down the road. And I hope you have a great remainder. That's your reminder. And Troy Adventure America just dropped a video of Troy Aoki singing some Ricky Van Shelton. So y'all go check that out if you haven't already. And I know a lot of y'all have because I've seen your comments. But I appreciate all of y'all, and I will see you next time. God bless. Thank you so much.